Mom, what's for dinner? Meatloaf.
Gross.
Or we had, I used to eat corned beef hash out of a can.
Do you know that
Yeah.
they
I'm like, there's nothing in the cupboard. They're like, there's corned beef hash.
Do you know that when they gave us corned beef hash on Special Forces, it was in the middle of the Jordanian desert, and that is what they gave us. And
With the little potatoes?
We were all like,
"Where's the toilet?
What
Little-
the hell
You said
is
that with like
this?
an ethnic accent a little bit.
With the little potatoes?
With the little potatoes?
With the little potatoes?
It was a little like you got excited and something came out.
I did, because I'm like, oh, we've eaten the same thing. I've eaten
It was
dog. It's like
That's the
dog
good
food.
one with the little.
Wait, so what? You spend the night here?
Mack
I
does.
do.
You
And-
sleep here?
And,
Yeah.
and for one night, we couldn't get the water heater working.
2
so-
showers.
For 2 days.
My post-plane
days.
shower.
Shu, are you down with cold showers?
No.
She is now.
But
Yeah.
the third time I boiled pots of water on the stove and like bathed myself with the pots of water and then in the bathtub. And then I
You
had a
guys
hot
have
shower
talked
this
about
morning.
right? This is all good stuff.
This is a pod in itself. Yeah.
I mean,
Max
I
struggle.
didn't mind. So it's my
This is your house.
Yeah.
It's my house now.
Right now it is.
Renters'
okay.
rights.
No, wait, she's a squatter.
Squatters' rights. Or like,
Max is squatter.
No, I
Hell
like this.
yeah.
I like how you guys.
There's a pod. An off
Jimmy,
the
this
pod.
up. Does it go this way? Does the house go this way a little bit?
Well, we're trying to.
that's the cinder blocks on your chair.
Yeah.
No, they're under here.
Also known as magazines.
Also, and books. You know, we're really professional here. Okay, we ready?
I'm ready.
Oh, you just wrote it.
And here we are again.
You need a fireplace.
Bev, how
I need
did
a
you
pipe.
find time to scrapbook between
in
all
front
of
of
your
it?
Yeah, we're in front
extracurriculars?
of it.
Oh.
No, this is old, obviously.
Is this yours, Beverly?
Why
I mean,
are we sitting
it says
on
my
pillows
name.
around the fire?
No, I
like
know.
on the
Wait,
floor.
not right here. It doesn't. Your name is in Seventh Heaven.
No, do you know Brenda made these for all of us?
What?
I didn't
Yes,
get
she
one.
did.
Why do I have nothing?
I didn't-
She made us these.
I didn't get one.
Oh.
You probably
Yeah,
have.
We can confirm this once
What?
we go into my mom's basement.
I
Which
don't
we might
have
have to do the
anything.
entire
What-
podcast.
what
in
year
Mom's
was this?
basement.
Literally
can-
the only thing I
That'd
have
be really
is-
funny,
But it was one
actually.
of-
This is
Okay.
great. I never
I
got one of
can't.
these.
How do you have one of these? I'm so jealous
Because
of
it's
all your
the archival.
paraphernalia.
Brenda was probably like, I'm not sending this to Barry. He's just gonna, it's gonna end up at his grandma's.
That is
house."
so sweet.
Actually, maybe my mom
Brenda's
has
gifts
it.
were honestly like so thoughtful, I think.
Yes.
Well, okay, some of them. Some of them you were like, what? But
This is
I don't
the-
remember that.
from the vault.
Seventh heaven.
Because they
never
were
got those.
I
Americana
didn't
themed.
realize
though.
that.
2000,
Seventh Heaven
2001? I should have gotten one of those. I
You
think I was on
probably-
the show then.
You think? You're not sure?
Literally, all I have is a Teen
I
Choice
don't have
Award.
any of this. Yeah, I have my Teen Choice Award.
How many did you get?
I just got one.
Okay.
I
Or
got.
I had
See?
2.
Why do you have two?
Hat.
Oh,
I
'cause
got
you're-
one for actor.
Because he's the most
Oh wait, so you do have two.
No, I don't. Was I supposed
ensemble.
Wait, so you have one for
Why don't we
the
look this
to?
show.
I
up?
don't have an ensemble one. I
Oh.
don't
I
think
have
was
an
on
ensemble one.
That was if it was 2002.
No, you were there because I remember our pictures. Getting
Hold
one.
on, let's Wikipedia this.
No, okay,
Listen.
but wait, we need to focus.
Well, all I
I
got,
was supposed to
Let's
have
focus.
3. Because one year
Oh,
I
you
didn't
won an
go.
actor. Oh,
And when you don't go, they don't give you the thing.
Bastards.
oh, rude.
Well, here's
Reception.
Beverly
no, I
Mitchell's
wouldn't be
Young
there.
Artist Awards.
I got one of those. Maybe 2.
Those are in my mom's
2
basement
artist
for
awards.
sure.
What?
Is that the teddy bear?
Yeah.
Little,
No,
little
that's the
crystal
like,
teddy
it's a
bear?
gold thing.
Oh,
Young
is that,
Artist
which one's
Awards?
the
I
little
got one of
crystal
those.
teddy bear?
Oh my God.
Look at this. So we won.
Do you still-
Barry, you won
What?
2002.
Oh, I did?
Yep. David, you won in 2003 for Choice Actor in TV Drama.
I did.
I definitely-
George won TV Choice
How did
Breakout
George
Star
win
in
anything?
03.
He was breakout.
Easy, Bev.
Oh my god.
I keep looking at more nominated.
I
I
didn't
don't
win
see
anything.
the ensemble one. So how do you have a Teen Choice Award, Bev? Just
Yeah,
it
Bev,
says
I-
Seventh Heaven.
I
TV
have the
actor.
ensemble
Oh,
one.
no.
2001.
TV
2022.
Choice Drama Action Adventure. We won. All of
2000,
us.
2002.
2002.
Yeah, that's that one.
And then
oh,
my
and 2003.
See,
So why do I?
Yeah.
Why do I
So
only have
ensemble for
maybe-
02, 03, you got an individual. George got an individual.
So
So
I
I'm
only
missing-
have
Very-
my individual from 03. I have the show one from 02, and I have my individual one from 03, but
And
I don't
I'm
have the show
missing-
one from 03.
I'm missing 03.
Mine does not look like that. It's a different pattern. So maybe, I think it's 03.
Oh, maybe we didn't all get one every time.
Is
Maybe
that a
somebody.
02?
had-
No,
Should
I
we
have
go
that
through the
one.
Young Artist Awards?
No, okay, we need to focus. Now, let's go. Let's
Oh, sorry.
focus.
Well, this is material.
Okay, but we need to do the intro.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll do the intro this time.
Barry does it.
Okay.
Barry doesn't know what to say, which is actually perfect.
Barry's going to do the intro.
Barry, you do it.
Kick us off, Bear.
Go.
Hey, everybody. Barry Watson here, and I'm here with Beverly Mitchell, David Gallagher, and Mackenzie Rossman. And what is this called?
Catching up with the Camdens.
We're here called Catching Up with the Camdens. And I'm not really sure why I'm here. I thought I was here for craft service today. But all I brought was some almonds and like one of those kettle bars or whatever they're called.
Okay, well, we do have some things.
10 out of 10 intro. Thank you.
That was actually fantastic. Thank you very much.
Oh,
By the way,
I just was talking.
Catherine was supposed to be here, but she
had to go.
She had to go.
Yeah, she had to go pick up Katie.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, nothing's changed. And Katie drives, and she lives on her own. But Catherine's got to go pick her up.
Actually, you know what? She had to go pick up her dog.
Named Katie.
No, Katie's.
Yeah. Everything that Catherine has at her house is named Katie.
No, it's Katie's dog.
That's how she does it. That's how she gets out of things. It's like, I gotta get Katie.
So what is your fondest memory?
So wait, let's hear. No, we'll do it like this, right?
Okay.
Barry, tell the story of getting onto our show and like maybe the earlier, however far you want to go, but like your version of the story. What's the story of Seventh Heaven?
For me.
Yes, for you.
Oh gosh. Okay, so during that time, I guess it was 95 we did the pilot?
96.
Oh no, I turned 21 during the pilot though.
Which was?
So it had to be 95.
It was 96.
Because I turned 21 in 95. Yeah, but maybe it didn't air till 96? Anyway, so I was, during that time, I was just really kind of like breaking in to the business. I was doing a lot of recurring guest stars, stuff like that. You know, people were starting to notice me. And so I could tell at that time, like something was about to click. Something was going to hit for me. And I was up for a bunch of different things like, you know, because just before Seventh Heaven came about, you could see there was a lot of influx of like younger generation shows that were being created. So I remember I was doing Malibu Shores, a spelling show that was short-lived on NBC. And I was playing this like long-haired guy who like raped people. And so I was always playing like these really nasty, dirty dudes. And so I got the script for Seventh Heaven. And I was just like, what the heck why did Aaron send me this script? You know, I'm working on this other show for him. I'm playing this dirtbag, and this guy's like a minister's son. He's like, oh, good. But they wrote this line in there about the hair, so they must be wanting something about I think they want me for this.
They wanted your hair for sure.
Yeah, because they had it already written in about the hair. And I was like, at that time, there wasn't a lot of young actors that had long hair. And I remember I kind of stood out in a way because of that.
Right.
So I go in and I end up getting the offer for it. And I'll never forget my manager, Mary Goldberg, was like, don't do it.
Really?
She said, don't do it. And I said,
It'll never make it.
I'm broke. She's like, no, don't do it. No, she didn't say it would never make it. She was just saying there's other stuff out there that's coming your way.
Got it.
And she wanted me to be patient.
Right.
And I was not. Because I was broke. I mean, I wasn't broke. I mean, I think I had money coming in from commercials, like residuals and stuff like that, because I did like a Sunny Delight commercial or some shit. And so I had money coming in, but I remember when you do a pilot like that, you're on hold for a while.
Yep.
You can't go and do another show really,
right,
without getting permission from, you know, the production company. And so we did the pilot, and it got picked up, and I remember having to borrow like money from my manager at the time because I couldn't pay my bills until I got that first episode paycheck. And I remember, you know, Mary still like going, I don't know why you wanted to do this. Like,
while she's paying your bills, she's like, I told you.
She's like, what are you doing? No. And then it was just sort of, I think I was one of the first ones cast, actually, I think, from what I remember. Maybe I'm making this up. If I am, I'm so sorry.
That's okay. We've done a lot of that already.
So
I've been butchering stories.
So you guys just been making this whole thing up.
Yeah. Totally.
And so now the reason I'm here
is fact checking.
To find out how it really happened.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you just talked to Catherine, and Catherine doesn't remember a thing. No, I'm kidding.
Not really.
No, but I think I was one of the first people cast, and then I remember hearing about you guys. I didn't know who you guys were, or no, David. I think I remember because of the movie that you did.
Phenomenon.
Yeah, Phenomenon. And you were like, oh, you're the kid from that. And then I remember going to, I think it was at the spelling offices, the first read through.
Yeah.
And we were still waiting to, I think, have Catherine and Stephen's deals finalized. I don't know if you guys remember this. We were all waiting around.
Yeah.
And I remember
We were
talking,
in the room waiting for somebody to
we
come
were
in,
waiting
right?
for
Yeah.
Stephen and Catherine because their deals weren't signed yet.
No, they came into the read. We were all there waiting, and they came in kind of last.
No,
and it was
because they hadn't signed their contracts yet, and
Until,
we weren't
like,
gonna
that
we weren't
day?
gonna start the read through until their stuff was signed. You guys don't.
By
I
the way,
remember
it
that.
seems very,
that's
by
a
the way,
deep
that,
cut
that
for
makes
us.
a lot of sense and actually seems like waiting on Catherine to come in.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So that's
It's
just,
never stopped after.
you know
that.
what? She was early to come.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like we didn't know what to do with ourselves.
Everything's changed now.
It's weird.
Flipped for her.
It's kind of strange. But she left like on target
Yes.
the way.
Yes.
Yeah. So that was,
I'm done. Bye.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
yeah.
Just hugs. Great seeing you guys.
Yeah,
Well, like,
something like
she
that,
did say
yeah.
goodbye.
And we'll be right back.
You know, how was it working on a show with so many child actors?
Well,
When you did work with us,
When
because
you-
half the
I get it.
time,
Well, most of the time I was talking to C stands or
Right.
X's on the walls or whatever with Lynn.
You know, Barry probably knows our colors better than we do.
Yeah.
do you remember all of our colors?
I've blocked that all out, you guys.
Oh
Yeah.
man,
Yeah, I've blocked it all out.
Because you did-
let me
but
get to
you
where
did-
I'm going
Yeah,
to.
sorry,
sorry.
So
sorry.
no, so yeah, I didn't work with you guys a lot, but
I think I remember.
but I thought you guys were all cute. You know what I mean? Like when we did the pilot, I was like, oh, this is so cute. I'm like part of this like little TV family. This is so weird, you know? And but I remember after I finished, I was offered stuff and I would not do stuff with minors for a while.
Because we
It's
scarred
true.
you.
we ruined you.
No,
Yeah.
it was just because I was like, I want to work with the people I'm supposed to be working with, and not just listening to Lynn off camera feeding your guys' lines.
Or
to me.
Dawn.
Or
Yeah.
Dawn. Dawn. Oh my God, she would get down
She
and
was
pretend.
worth her weight in
She would
gold.
get down like. And she talk like you, like it's like what? And it was supposed to be you, and I was like, Mack doesn't talk like that. But she would get real small and be like, yeah, and her readings were so good. But yeah, it's not the same as having like seen the eyes of the fellow actor when you've done their close up or the master, and then you just don't have it for them, so you just kind of like, okay, what was their close up like when they were looking at me? And I just try to kind of like pretend that the little X on the C stand or the wall was those eyes, your eyes.
I think
eyes,
you
and your
definitely
eyes.
celebrated when I finally turned 18 and was like, I could be there all day with you.
Well, I knew that it was going to take some hours
Off of you.
off of me.
Yeah.
And that was nice. Because, yeah, the first couple seasons, I mean, I was there for 18 hours every day. Every day. I was
So it was a
usually,
cast of 7,
I was usually,
but only 3 adults.
Yeah.
yeah.
Exactly. And Stephen and Catherine were just like, I'm Stephen. I mean, he, as nice as he tried to be about this crap, he would come up to me. It was the same spiel every time. He was like, hey, listen, so I'm, are you okay if I, and he'd be like, maybe getting ready to do this close up or whatever. Are you okay if, maybe I just, I'm not there for your camera? And I'm like, yeah, go ahead, go do what you
I'll
guys
just
gotta
add
do.
another
And then
piece of
Catherine was
tape.
already gone. Catherine didn't even ask. She's just gone. So then it's just me, and then we're just trying to figure out how to shoot more stuff with me to get the day done. And so I just shoot a bunch of my close-ups and stuff like that. It was hard, but it also, I felt like I was really, really, really bonded with the crew.
Yeah.
You know, I'm the one on Fridays. I take all the crew out for drinks and stuff like that down the street, and or I think Larry Humberger, he had a margarita machine on the camera truck.
love Larry.
And then Joe, what's his name, the one producer, he got rid of the camera truck margarita machine. That sucked.
But I remember there was
No, but it was
there was
cool because it'd be like,
There was
hey.
a bar nearby that, like, I remember once I finally
San Francisco
once I was able to
closed
like
now.
go, and I was like, remember feeling like so grown up that I got to be with everybody.
Oh yeah, no, it was cool. And at San Francisco Saloon, I remember they had great chicken fingers, and Carla was always like, "Oh, the chicken fingers with honey mustard."
Oh my God.
And I was like, "I know they're so good." Yeah.
You had a funny story about when you finally like tried to have.
Oh, I remember at one of the late in the game, we were at a WB event. And I don't remember for what or which one, if it was an end of season event or a start of season event or whatever it was. But I remember I was drinking, and I was like, "Barry, have a drink with me." And you looked at me and you went, "Nope." And then you turned around and you ran. And you ran away from me, and I was like, "Barry, come on!"
Were you of age?
I don't remember.
I don't think you were. I don't think you were. I don't think you were.
You're like,
and this is why, like, I always was like, I was,
I want to say that I was, though, because that's why I asked.
Well,
like,
I was
like, look, we can do this now. And you were like, no.
No, but the one thing I always did though, is I always wanted to, because I felt like, and maybe I'm wrong, that you guys actually did kind of look up to me as like an older brother. And I did. I always, as goofy as I was and whatever, I knew I was somewhat of a role model for you guys. Maybe not.
Sure.
But I always was like, I was always on time for work. I was never late. I always knew my lines. I always did this. I always tried to show up and be a good example for you guys, because, I don't know why. But I did.
It seemed like a good idea.
But it seemed like a good idea, because it seems like you guys needed like maybe a real older brother figure to just try to hopefully, set an example. And I wasn't perfect, just like I'm not
None of us really had older brothers.
I think
none of us had
none of
older
us.
brothers.
No,
Yeah.
but it was. I remember being younger and having an older brother, and having an older sibling is kind of a cool thing.
We were all
No, I think we
oldest,
always
actually.
I think you were a prime example of being professional, but then also being able to have fun.
Yeah.
And the environment on set and your relationship, watching you interact with the crew and how you would always interact with us. But like, as soon as we were ready to shoot, like, you were able to like pull it right back in.
No, I'd always just turn it off and like I'd turn off whatever was I was goofing on, and I'd try to just hit it. You know?
Absolutely.
And then I'd go back to being a
totally.
But I think
exactly.
that was the big lesson that I think that I did take from you, though, was that you were always present. You had a presence on set. Everybody loved you. You were always friendly and fun and like laughing and having a good time, even if because there's days, especially on a set that's long running, like, you're going to have good days and bad days, and not every day is fun or great, but you were always like positive, in a good mood, ready to have fun.
You got to figure out ways to keep enjoying yourself. Yeah. Because otherwise you're going to get yourself into like this miserable place of like.
And to extend that relationship to the crew and not just to us, which was something I took from you that I always tried to take to other sets.
Absolutely.
And to always treat the crew like friends who were there having the day with you and needed to laugh and have fun.
Well, I've always approached my work as like, I don't take myself too serious. I take my work seriously, but I don't take myself too seriously. Yeah. And that's how I always try to approach my work is sort of that way. If you can have fun and still get, the work done.
And I think that's the perfect way to be on a set.
Yeah.
It's a great way for an actor to be. And most actors get that wrong. You take the work seriously, but not yourself.
Well, there's an example. It's funny because I did this movie in New Zealand, and hopefully I'm not giving it away.
Everyone knows now.
No, but I was working in New Zealand, and I was working with this actor, and I just remember, and I was kind of on that shoot sort of the same way that we were, and I got really close with all the crew, and probably I got closer with the crew than the cast. Yeah, I truly did. And I just remember him coming up to me going, can I talk to you? I was like, yeah, man, what's going on? He's like, so you talk to the crew a lot. I was like, yeah, I do. And why? And he's like, well, I've never worked with anybody who talks to the crew. I was like, well, you obviously haven't worked that much. I was like, because how can you not talk to the crew?
Yeah, they're all here all the time.
It's like they're in your face,
And
man.
they're like 100.
I mean, that's what you're dealing with
Yeah.
most of the time. He's
When
like,
you look
"Yeah."
past the camera, that's
He's like,
who's
yeah,
there.
that's just not my thing, to do that. And I was like, oh, okay, well, sorry, I'm just whatever. But what was great is a month later, at the very end of the shoot, who was there at the back of the camera truck having a beer with me and some of the other crew? This actor. Like, so he kind of like
He came around.
he came around, and
That's
everybody was
good.
like, hey man, yeah, here's some beers, whatever. Just
No, that's
celebrating
good.
the end of a long, hard week where everybody, did what they're supposed to be doing.
I think it makes you a better actor and a better, maybe like being an actor is about what you do for the camera that ends up on the screen, but it's also who you are on set.
Yeah.
So to that, I have something to say. A lot of actors don't like watching themselves on screen.
Mhm.
And like I was that way initially, but the truth is like I still don't like seeing my face, but I want to see the whole production. I want to
Yeah.
see how the lighting turned out, how the camera, and how everybody else did. So you could just get past that because there's so much more to it than just your like stupid performance. Like
Yes.
there's the whole thing.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to be like, oh my God, look at the wardrobe. They did such a great job. And just like, yeah. Anyways, that's my point.
No, it's true.
Right. But
Yeah.
like to get over, you have to
You can't take yourself
suffer
too
through
serious.
what you
The
don't
people-
like to see the
people
other
that
things you
act
do
out
like.
on set, which we've all come across or worked with people that act out in some way. They either aren't prepared for what they're supposed to do that day,
Mhm.
or they're really not happy with themselves, and
Yeah.
so they feel
Yeah.
like they need to act out on somebody else or whatever they need to do. I mean, most of the times when I see these people that act out on sets, because I was like, okay, they just show up and they're not prepared.
Yeah.
And it's everybody else's fault.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
everybody. And everybody has a bad day where I'm like, I just can't remember this week. Why can't I get this line out today? It happens.
You have to just
Yeah,
laugh at
totally.
yourself
But you have
though,
to,
and not
you'll
take it
get through
seriously.
Just
Like,
relax, get through
Well,
it.
and I think it's
you know.
about being able to have grace in those moments and know that even the people who are the most prepared and are always like have their stuff together, like sometimes we fail. Sometimes we
Yeah.
we have, like you said,
and that
have bad
personal
days.
bar is
And I
set.
think also being on a set in which we all were able to pick up the slack for each other when needed was also magical because, just down the way, there were other sets that were not as welcoming and didn't have like the relationship. And I remember people would always come being like, we wish we could come work with you guys because you guys look like you're having fun.
Right.
the personal bar too, like is your own ego.
Yeah.
So
Well, when you're hired for something and you show up, look, the director sets the tone, or the showrunner sets the tone, or the lead actor sets the tone. It's like you got to show up for jobs and be an asset for that production.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That's what you are. And,
We're sorry that we weren't more with you those first few
No,
seasons.
maybe
you
that's
guys are
why I tried so
kids.
hard off
No, but
camera.
we were always whisked
No, but-
away.
Yeah.
No, you guys
Yeah.
were always this way. And by the way, there was no, I never had like problems with you guys. I was always happy because I really was like, and you guys probably don't remember this. I was like, yeah, get out of here, go be a kid.
No, you always used
I would
to
always
say
say,
that.
"Get out
You
here."
always used to say that.
Get out of here, go be a kid.
I remember I was actually excited when I turned 18 because I felt like I'm like, Barry, I'll play other parts. Like who do I
I'll be
know?
your Don
Like
Barry.
who do I because I just remember also
Wanting to give
feeling
back.
like being able to be excited that I could participate more and that
Sure.
I could show up and be a team player
Yeah.
more.
I could be
carry
here for
weight, I
18
think,
hours,
yeah.
like Barry.
Yeah.
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 I was like
Yeah.
excited. I'm like, Barry, it's 17 hours. You can go home. I'll take one.
That's why I don't know if you guys remember this, but when the episodes that I directed, there was one day that I don't know if you guys remember this, but I got us done in like 6 hours. 6 hours.
I think
And-
I remember
And it
that
was
day.
basically, I was thinking about it. It was because I always felt like this show can always shoot so much quicker.
Yeah.
And the reason why at the beginning we didn't, because Joe Wallenstein?
Joel Feigenbaum?
No.
No.
Joe
No.
Wallenstein?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, he always wanted second meal. Always wanted second meal.
What?
So he would keep things going all day. And because second meal was always steak. I'll never forget this. And I was like, no, let's keep going. And I went.
We never made it to second.
No, you guys
I
never.
got
No,
there.
I was there for
Actually,
second meal like every day.
I remember second meal was always soup.
No, it was steak.
It was always
steak.
I
When
remember
Joe was
tortilla
producer,
soup. Yeah.
he was just like, and I go, Joe, we don't need second meal. What do you do? Juan and Jose go. What are you
Yeah.
doing? I was like,
Let
we can
them
get this
go.
done. He's like,
We sh-
it's steak tonight. I'm like, you know, and I'm like, dude.
How about the Christmas meals? Oh my
Oh, those were always good.
gosh.
Those were always the big elaborate Christmas.
Yes.
Christmas.
What was it, lobster and
Oh yeah.
steak?
Oh,
Yeah.
beef Wellington.
It was always-
Steak.
Well, not everyone got that every day, Mary. But,
there was beef Wellington.
yeah, it was beef Wellington
Oh,
and
yeah,
lobster.
yeah,
like
yeah.
every. And Aaron would make an appearance.
I think I
and
would
we would
leave
take a
and go to
big group
shabu
photo.
shabu down
Yes,
the
you
street.
always-
I'd be like, hey, enjoy the holiday meal, guys. I'm gonna go have some sake and eat some shabu shabu.
Oh my God.
And we'll be right back.
Do you remember that little? I don't know why I thought of this just now. That little piece of concrete that was like through the gateway to get to the Camden backyard that had all of our handprints on it that they made us do,
Oh,
like
yeah. Where is that?
right at the beginning.
Yeah.
I don't know. Someone must have saved
Somebody
There's
it.
a
has it.
train track right through there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
By the train.
no, there is. There's
Yeah.
a train
Yeah.
track right there.
Do you
I mean, I
remember that
remember.
little thing? It was like right when you step through the garden gate to
Yeah.
get to the backyard.
Yeah, I remember.
I didn't put my handprints there.
I think there were only 3 handprints.
yeah, it wasn't
Mine was-
four.
I think mine was there.
Like us.
I refused. I was like, I'm going home. Have the kids do it.
You were one of the kids.
Yeah,
Barry.
yeah, yeah. Put Happy's paw there.
I think
I
Happy's
think it
Paw is
was
there.
there. Yeah,
Yeah.
Happy's
Absolutely.
Paw was on that.
I don't remember that though.
I do.
I do.
I don't remember. I just remember that awful backyard. It looked so fake. It was so fake.
Well, we
It
were
looked-
saying that like in the beginning.
I
we
remember
had-
David Plenn was just like, "Ugh, the backyard. He's like, how do I make it look
the
real?
basketball hoop?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, I'm a
You-
DP. How do I work with
You
this?
guys come
crap?
from the house that's I guess over there. Yeah,
no,
that
there was
was-
always. You guys don't remember. There was always talks with the set deck, the construction, and David Plenn about that backyard, and it never
And
got
greens,
fixed. It never
too.
got
no,
Michelle.
it never
Not in
changed.
a-
It never changed.
But I remember we were saying how like our show was we were so efficient in the way that TV shows
Yeah,
were
towards the
back
end,
then. Is that like
especially.
in the beginning we had a few locations that we would go to
Oh.
once in a while, and then as soon as we
it was all
figured out,
locations the first year.
yeah, but then
Yeah.
as soon as they figured out which locations we were going to use all the time, they just built them on the set.
Yeah.
And we had the pool hall, we
Well,
had the
when they start building the sets, that means
Good
you're going to
sign.
come back for another season.
Because
Because that costs money to keep on building more sets. It ends up being like, that means they know that the set's going to be here for this next season.
yeah,
the
they're
next
going to
Like
get
the
their
promenade.
ROI
Yeah.
on the set.
Yeah. I said, when you stop going on location, they start building sets, that's when you're going to, that the show's doing well. Yeah, no, because they don't want to start throwing money into like building all that stuff.
Do
Yeah,
you-
storing it, over,
Were you a part of the musical episodes? We're still like I feel like I have a mental block.
Were you
on them.
there when we did the musical stuff?
Mm-hmm.
I think that
Did you have a song?
I don't think I did because I didn't want to do that.
That's
Neither
what
did
she
I.
meant.
But I had to like panic and like
No one wanted
refuse
to.
because I was in that one of those episodes and I was
Oh.
like, no, I'm not.
I don't think I was
singing.
because remember I left after season 6, and then I came back and,
And you wrote-
directed. I wrote an episode, directed a couple, and then I
Yeah.
came back. I think for season 9,
something later than
like
6.
10 episodes in season 9 or something, where they just had me do a phone call. It was basically all what I went through the first couple seasons.
Yeah, we're made up for.
They were made up for. I came in like once a week for like an hour and did like a phone call. And I was like, this is amazing.
because you were away at medical school, right?
Yeah, I was away at medical school, and
Yeah.
they really wanted me to come back. I said, "Look, I'll come back, but what am I supposed to be doing? I'm in New York. My character's in New York." And so I remember Brenda was like, "She's like, look, you just come in once a week, you do a phone call." And I was like, "Yeah, sign me up.
Well, at
I'm
least-
back. Matt's back."
At least we made up for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, in
Yeah,
the-
no,
in the
that was probably the best gig I had going on. Was that one year?
Because you're the only one that actually had this experience. How was it actually writing an episode of Seventh Heaven?
Well, honestly, let's be honest
Yeah.
about this. Because the episode I wanted to write
Yeah, by the way, that's what I actually
had
wanted to know.
nothing to do with what the story arc was for what the season was. And so I just remember kind of coming up with this idea because I really wanted to put Steven in like a pickle costume. Yeah, I just kind of wanted to f with Steven a little bit for some reason. I don't even know why. And so I was like, I'm gonna start writing Steven as like a pickle, and it was had to do with like the kids, and he like lost some bad. I can't even remember what it was. And so I started giving this to Brenda, and Brenda's
with
like,
a reason.
yeah, this is not what we're doing. And I was like, oh, she's like, you have to stick with the whole story. I said, it's hard to do, Brenda. I said, because I kind of just want to f with everybody a little bit. Or just kind of just do something that was just so outside of what the Seventh Heaven norm was. Because when I was working on it, I was always trying to come up with my own ideas just to make it interesting for myself to play Matt, you know?
Yeah.
Because sometimes I'm like, oh my God, Matt's such a freaking bore. What am I going to do to make Matt more interesting for me?
Yeah.
And so I think that's when I had that writing, which basically Brenda wrote the good chunk of that. I mean, I think I did some of the dialogue and stuff like that.
She did a pass on
I'm
it
good
for
with
you.
dialogue. I'm good with when I write. I'm good with dialogue. I'm really, really good. Really good.
Yeah. And modest.
Yeah, I'm just really good.
I just
Every
know.
night I go to
Yeah.
bed, I'm just like, man, I'm good.
You're so
Ad-libbing, I just throw it out there, you know.
Oh my God, I remember. I do remember some zingers sometimes, like when we'd be in scene, like sometimes you'd like throw something in it. Would always make me break. Like it would be like.
Well, that was always what I was trying to do. I was just trying to make everybody. At the
they
end,
so
I was
it was
trying to
so
just make
fun.
everybody break. Like I would sit there and make Steven break all the time.
Which was, but it was
All the time.
it
And
was-
They loved ad-libbing on our show.
yeah.
yeah,
Well,
it
and
was
Steven and I had that fake sort of alter ego show called
Oh,
Bucky,
Bucky and the Rev.
Bucky and the Rev.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
let's
still
get
have-
into
I-
this.
Oh, that's
Okay.
it. Oh my
We haven't
gosh.
talked about this at all, but go ahead and give a like.
I
say-
love
I don't
You
want
have to
to
give
talk about it too much
Bucky
because I actually
Rev.
think it might get made one day.
Okay. Well, a
Okay.
little bit of context for Bucky and the Rev. though.
Oh,
because
that was the
I
best.
just found my Bucky and the Rev shirt.
So that was like, I was just, I think there was one of those days I was just like bored and just trying to come up with like ways to entertain myself. And so I just started telling everybody to start calling me Bucky.
I
You
remember.
know?
I
And
do.
I was like, from now on, you guys all call me Bucky. And then I was like, and then I started messing around with Steven one day. I was like, oh man, wouldn't it be great if it was like we had the spinoff for the show and it was like Bucky and the Rev. And he's like, that's genius. And I was like, it's great. And so he wrote a song about it. I probably have it on my phone somewhere. He wrote a song, like a theme song for Bucky and the Rev.
I don't think I knew
I
this.
never
you
knew
know?
that.
Oh my
No.
god.
That's excellent.
I don't know how I can find it. I probably have it on my device somewhere. I don't know. I'll
So
find
Bucky-
it. I'll send it to you guys.
On
But
this
from what I
episode,
remember, was it
Mhm.
Bucky and the Rev that was like your alter egos? That
Yeah.
like he was the,
Yeah,
the
when they-
Rev by day,
Yeah.
and then
And
by
at
night,
night-
you guys were like
Yeah, we only
hard-boiled detectives.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. When
Okay.
the cops can't get it done,
When the
Yeah.
cops can't get
Yes.
it done,
when the cops can't get it done, they call Bucky and the Rev.
Bucky and the Rev.
Yeah.
Right, and so
Yeah.
this was like
But
a
what was
thing.
your day? If you're detective by night, what was your day?
I was just Bucky.
He was
He was
he
the
was,
Rev,
he was
though.
Matt
I
by
was mad,
day.
but
Oh,
at night I'm Bucky.
Yeah,
Got
at
it.
night he was.
Yeah,
It was like
I'm
a
not like-
superhero.
He couldn't
persona.
call me like son or anything or Matt. He had to call me Bucky, and
Right.
we got the
And you
we got
guys-
it done.
I
when the
vaguely
You
cops-
remember
guys
the
like,
song,
I
too.
imagine you guys like slid across the hoods of cars a lot and stuff like that. You know, like it was like that kind of like
we tried.
yeah. And then you slowly onboarded the rest of us into the sketch because then we
So-
all
I don't
kind of
think
eventually
you never
had.
brought me back. I was never a part of it.
No, no, Catherine was named like Blaze, something like her cow. I don't even know. It's something stupid like that.
Right,
But the funny thing, we made those
but she was the
t-shirts.
villain,
Yes, I
right?
have one.
So the t-shirts, here's the funniest
I
thing.
still have
So
one.
we made all those t-shirts for the whole crew,
Right.
Bucky and the Rev with their faces. I can't remember who shot it, and who did the art for it. I think it was one of the Stork, maybe? Somebody.
Possibly. Yeah.
But I'll never forget. Years later, I'm driving. I still lived in Topanga Canyon at the time. And I'm driving up Topanga, going home from, I had work from something else. I think another show I was working on. And there's this guy, like sort of homelessy guy, sitting outside the Fernwood Market. And he's wearing a Bucky and the Rev shirt. And I was like, holy shit. I'm like, hi.
What?
Where'd you get this shirt? Like, all weird. And he's just like staring at me, like, fucked off. And I was just like, oh my God. And I went in and I was like, this guy's wearing a Bucky and the Rev shirt. So then I called Ronnie High because Ronnie High lived in Topanga Canyon as well. I was like,
Did
Ronnie?
did you give?
He's like, hey, Barry, what's up? And I was like, did you give your Bucky in the Rev shirt to some homeless guy at the Fernwood Market? He's like, no, I didn't. No. I was like,
Oh
oh,
my God.
really? Oh, really? It just happened this guy just has a Bucky in the Rev shirt. You know?
Well, I'm proud to say I still have mine.
You do.
I do. I will take a picture. And I
Oh
will
my
send it
God. I
to
wish I
everybody.
still had it. I
I
wish
gotta
I had
check them
somebody.
all.
I'd give them, make my kids wear them.
Yeah, maybe we should like.
I
bring
wish
that.
we should need a reprint.
Because
of
they wouldn't be,
those.
have
my
it.
kids wouldn't be able to tell it's me on the thing. They'd be like, oh, there's a cool t-shirt, Dad. Thanks, man. Oh, it's Bucky in the Rev. I'm like, don't worry about it. And then they'd be forced to wear my face around it. They wouldn't even know it.
Okay, well, we might just have to bring that back.
Yes,
we might
for
just
sure.
have
Yeah.
to bring that back. Okay, we don't have to go through this entire.
I
book.
thought, look,
It was more just
I
like.
thought since we were visiting Grandma's house that we should look at the photo album because when you visit family, you look at photo albums, right?
I am not grandma. There's no more.
Oh.
You've reached the end.
Well,
We don't visit.
I'm looking forward
We
to
don't.
finishing this, Bab. It's been years. Why aren't there more in here?
I mean, because I just found all the other pictures. There's plenty, and we will share these all on social media.
Who's-
Whoa, the
What's this?
150. Can I show this?
Oh
yeah.
boy.
150th
Yeah.
episode?
Yeah, you were on that one.
Yeah, there's my face.
Yeah,
That's me.
yeah.
What is it?
Because we realized that
Yeah, and
We-
then Jessie's right there, and she's smiling like that because she just
Head.
farted. She laid one out.
we saw.
Hopefully, she didn't turd her pants on that
Oh my God.
one. Bev, this is a great picture. I don't remember this one.
Oh.
But by the way, cleavage.
Right.
Jesus, Booby McGee. What's going on?
See?
I
Like, how
mean,
could you not
Jesus,
speak all your
this
lines
is
into
kind
that?
of
That's
a-
what you were faced
This
with
is
every
a
day.
really racy photograph. I mean, you've got this lace thing on, but
And that's not even where her shirt starts.
I know.
It's
What's
like 2
going
inches
on?
lower
That
than
was
that.
from the WB.
What-
That was
telling
like
you.
the WB shoot. That was like part of the dubba
It was like-
WB.
Yeah.
You know, that was like
Yeah, it
the
was.
Like this
era-
wasn't CW because I mean,
Oh, maybe it was CW at that point. I don't know.
I don't know where your
forgot
nipples
what-
are, but I mean, this is crazy. What? Oh, we're pressing this. Okay. I'll never be allowed on this podcast again.
I don't know. I think you
Uh,
might be our favorite guest so far.
Um,
Well, on that note, do you have to go? Do you have
oh,
no?
do you guys want me to do more?
Get the
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you can,
Yeah.
yeah, if you don't mind.
Yeah, man.
Join us next time for part 2 of our interview with Barry Watson on Catching Up with the Camdens.